Choco joke, you know what it is. Yo, y'all niggas better stay DL. Down low. Stop flossing, man. You just want them to just come and get you. Learn from our mistakes, man. That's what this is about.
This is Dave Woods. This is my story from my mouth. I'm 33 years old. I'm from Detroit. I was born from Detroit. You feel me? And I'm still in Detroit.
How would you say was your upbringing? Poor, middle class, or rich?
I could say it was up and down. You feel me? I could still say we was poor, we was rich. You feel me? But like, it was just in the middle. It was just up and down.
Did you grow up in a single or co-parenting home?
I was single. My dad was in prison for 13 years, and he, you know what I'm saying, he kept going, you know, back and forth to prison. So my mom, she held it down for us, and my dad held it down for us even in prison. You know what I mean? Like, he was still doing his thing in prison, you know, hustling the best way he possibly can to provide, you know, while he was in prison. But, you know, my mama held it down for us, you know, single parent. It's 6 of us. So she made it happen, though. She held it down, worked a couple jobs, you know, but it was tight, you know what I mean? Like I said, it was up and down for us. Sometimes we was up, we was rich, sometimes we was poor.
How different do you think your life would have been if your dad never went to jail?
I think it would have been a lot better if he didn't went to prison, or if he wasn't in that mindset to go to prison. I think it would have been a lot better because he could have really been a father to us that we needed to like teach us, you know, principles that a father's supposed to teach us, how to change, you know, tire on the car, oil change, know how to be a young man. It just would have been, I think, a much easier process, especially for a young black man and, you know, women, as you know, young black women as well too.
As a kid, what did you think you were going to be?
As a kid, I for sure knew I was going to be a business owner. I for sure, because I still, you know, it's just like it was yesterday. And when I was in 5th grade, I raised my hand. Everybody said they want to be a doctor, lawyer, police officer, firefighter. I rose my hand and said, you know what, I want to be a business owner. I want to own my own business.
What would you say was your first career choice?
It was just, I would just always focus on business, but I thought I was going to be in the NBA. I thought I was going to make it to the NFL. I love sports. That's like a lot of young black kids' dream to become an NBA player or a football player.
How far did you get in your education?
My education, I went to college. I graduated from high school. I went to college, but my college got indicted. You know, they had us paying tuition a few times. But the thing was, I started my business when I was 14 years old. So I always had that platform, that foundation. But when I did go to college, I went there for like a year, and I got discouraged when my credits couldn't transfer. Then too, it's just like I had to keep running the family-owned business as well too. So I had to be right there by my dad's side, help him with his stores, even though I had my own business.
At what age you feel you became an adult?
I had to grow up early because, like I said, my father wasn't home. You know, he was in prison. So it's like, you know, when you in that type of situation, you got to become a man early. So I had to provide, you know, the best way I can, look out for my brothers and sisters. When my mom was, you know, off to work, and two, I just had to just take care of myself. You know, I always had that type of mindset.
So what age you say that?
Man, I was like 11, 12, because I was selling candy, I was cleaning people's houses, I was hustling at an early age, where cutting grass, doing what I was supposed to do. But at the end of the day, I still was kind of caught in that space where, dang, should I go sell dope? Or should I stay on this side and just, keep it, you know what I'm saying, like positive? But I was just caught in that space because you got to understand, like, 85% of my family, they from the streets, even the women too. So it wasn't just the men, so like, and another thing, it's just like, they the ones that was relating to us. They the ones that was there. They was the ones that was just speaking. Like, my family that's doctors, lawyers, I mean, they just in a space where they don't even really connect with us. They just in their own space. They just feel like they don't want to be bothered. And that's the same way the world do a lot of the young people out here anyway. They like, people that's in them high places, they just look down on us or they don't have that time for us. And the people that had time for us is the people, the street hustlers and the people that's doing what they doing, but they right there, they speaking. They not passing us by.
Yeah, that brings me to the point of this dude, the guys in Nashville, Gideon's Army.
Right.
I just showed you a video about them, and one of the guys, I asked him, I said, his name is Hambino. He responded to this, but I asked him, how do we get the youth to stop looking at the OGs as washed up and corny once they get to the point where they want to put the guns down, right? And Hambino said they only look at the ones that, like you just said, distance themselves from the youth. They don't want to come talk to you. They got money, they done left, and they don't want to come back and talk, and they don't have time. And he was saying, echoing off of what you said, that be the problem.
Right.
Right. I mean, do you agree with that? Well, you just said it, but
right.
In your own words, can you elaborate on what you saw with what them brothers is doing?
Right. So like the Gideon's Army, big ups to them. Keep doing what you're doing, because that's a very impactful movement. It's like you have to meet them where they at. If you don't meet the people where they at, how you gonna change them? How you gonna relate to them? And that's what we do. That's why I'm still here in Detroit. I wanted to put that movement down concrete where I can reach out to my people to give them hope and to give them opportunity. So that's why Enjoy Detroit started a nonprofit, not just a brand. We created a nonprofit to serve the community, to give them that service, to give them that education, to give them all that type of principle and value to let them know, like, I was just like you. I could have made the same, mistakes. I did make some of the similar mistakes, but I just didn't get caught. That's the difference between people that's in prison and I'm out here now. So I look at that and I sit back and I say, you know what? I want to be the person that I needed when I was younger. And that's where my ambition just comes from with the movement, turning a negative into a positive. And a lot of the similarities, even with the Gideon's Army, when I started off being in the community, we went to the neighborhoods that we was, beefing with, that we had a problem with, and we started blessing their neighborhood, from cleaning up the trash, planting flowers, helping their moms, bringing groceries to their neighborhood, just being a blessing to their neighborhood. And when they seen that, it broke that stigma. It broke that generational curse where they like, dang, it's just all about a conversation. It's all about communicating. That's where a lot of the beasts come from, just miscommunication. And a lot of times we can relate to each other at that point where it's like when I was younger, I got into a fight with somebody that I didn't really know, but I just didn't like his energy that he was putting out. But if I would have had a conversation with him after we got done fighting, we ended up having a conversation and we became best friends. And I'm like, a lot of the situations that's happening in the community, if we just communicate and talk with each other and have the big homies embrace their people. If the big homies, if you don't embrace your people, then they're gonna keep doing what they're doing and they're gonna look over you and they're gonna make moves without your permission. And that's what's been going on. That's why a lot of killings is happening, because the big homies is not, it feel like they actually scared of the little homies now because of the reckless situations that they doing. But at the end of the day, they the ones created that monster. But now the big homies is in a space now where they like, I'm not that person no more. So that person that the little homies look like used to be you, but you not in that space no more. So you don't understand that person who they is now. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so.
Yeah, so at what age did you make the career choice that everybody know you for?
Wow, like I said, I started SBOYLL printing when I was 14 years old. Then once I grew and seen the situations of my business growing, I always had an idea, like, if people spending their money with me and they building me up, we should be able to build them up as well too. And that's why I found my passion in my heart to be able to give back to the community. Because the portions of, if we get back to our city, instead of draining our city, we should put back into our city, like the liquor stores, the party stores, the gas stations, like all these convenience stores that's in the neighborhoods. The money that the people spend with you, if you give them a portion of that back in the neighborhoods, it's gonna be a blessing to them. Like we just gonna win. You feel me? And I seen a lot of my and I learned a lot of my hustle from my father. You know, because when he did come home from prison, after doing his 13 years, he had the same idea to just being a business owner. And when I seen that happen, I said, I ran down there, I hug on his waist to be like, I gotta learn this process, because I had the same vision, I got the same dream. Yeah.
What were your early struggles pursuing this dream, making this happen?
Like I said, it started off slow, but I had a lot of, like I said, I had a lot of negative influences in my life, where like from friends to family members, even to some of the customers, where they was tugging on me to like, hey, live the same street life your father lived, because you up next. So I was struggling with that situation with business. Should I stay doing business, or should I still, should I revert to just selling drugs? And then, because it was just hard, like being in business, cause like I didn't go to school, or I didn't learn the education behind business, where doing the paperwork, understanding how to get a loan, how to invest your money back in. Like, black families teach you how to get money, but they don't teach you how to save it. And that's what I was, that's what I was actually battling with. And that was a big struggle for me in business. The reason why a lot of black-owned businesses go out of business, because they know how to make the money, but they don't know how to save it. They don't know how to keep it. They don't know how to reinvest it the proper way to be able to, increase their business flow.
So how did you overcome that struggle?
Trial and error. So I've been through a lot, but like I said, and I revert back to prayer. Like I'm big on prayer. And giving God the glory and everything as well. But like I said, once you go through them hurdles in business, if you can identify them, then that's how you become successful. Yes, I can count on one hand, how many family members actually support the business. I seen it happen to my father first, and I just didn't want to accept it. My dad had convenience stores, especially like the dollar store. We had every item that a household supposed to constantly, repeatedly use, like paper towel, toilet paper, toothpaste, mouthwash, dishwashing detergent. And I can see only 5 family members come support us. And we have a big family. Just your family alone can make you, can have you survive in business to be successful.
Who would you say was your biggest supporter?
My biggest supporter is the youth. The youth built my business. And I give everything to them. I give them honor. I give them everything. That's why my doors is always open to the youth, because the youth believed in me first. Like, they was the ones constantly patronizing my print company, constantly asking their parents, can I get a couple dollars here to buy an Enjoy Detroit shirt? Or can I get a couple dollars here to be able to design my own shirt, to start my own business? But the youth kept me alive.
As far as relationships, what was your best relationship in business?
My best relationship in business, as in what, company-wise or friendship-wise or teammate-wise?
Whatever.
My best relationship in business, oh man, I can just say my team, you know? I can just say my team was my best relationship in business.
What was your best personal relationship?
My best personal relationship in business?
No, personal relationship.
As in what?
Your best personal relationship. You ain't got a name on it.
Oh, man. Personal relationship. I had a lot of dope personal relationships. I can't really point the finger on it, but it can go, because I know a lot of people. I met a lot of people. And I had a lot of, great moments, even though they turned into disaster at the end. But I just appreciate all the moments I actually had just in life, period.
That was a good one. You could dance. Where have you learned about relationships? In personal and in business?
I learned now, for sure, as I grow, you cannot mix personal with business. It hurts. Like, the most people that will hurt you is your loved ones, the ones that's closest to you. And for me, looking at it, they still don't see that it's their fault of what they doing, but it's just something that you create that you just can't put your finger on, that it's just like you cannot mix personal with business. It might feel like you can go around a corner, you can go underneath, you can go over, but it always bites you at the end. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough, but like, I've been through so much in life. I've been through the recession. I've been through the blackout. I've been through the police tearing our stores down, robbing us, every holiday. I've been through family, family tearing each other down. Cause like one of my youngest brother, my father, it's like we've been through so much ups and downs where my younger brother, that was gonna be the next one up that I was gonna actually put in the forefront of my business. And, when our mom passed away, it's just like through the guilt and the anger that we was going through, we separated. And he started his own business with someone else. And it kind of felt like we was Cain and Abel. But it was a blessing for me.
There's someone somewhere watching this right now that want to do what you did.
Right.
How can you tell them to get to where you at and without all the BS you went through? What's all the BS they need to look out for?
It comes with the territory. So it's like, if you keep your tunnel vision, if you stay with your tunnel vision and just focus on the mission, everything else gonna bounce off, because that's what I did. Even though I didn't know I should have done that, but I stayed with that focus on tunnel vision, even through the ups and downs. Even when your world is crashing on you, it's like you gotta keep that tunnel vision. Because I've been through a lot. I've been through so much, like even with business, a partnership with my father, just like his backstory hunted him even in business, where the police, the feds kept constantly tearing our business down because he was a high profile in the drug game. And even though he has a business, they still look at him as a drug dealer, as a criminal. So we always had run-ins with the police constantly. Then we had run-ins with people that we supported in the neighborhood, that we even paid their bills. We put groceries and food on their table, and they still came and tried to rob the store, break in the store. My first robbery was when I was 14 years old, and I had a shootout inside the store, and it was a blessing that no one got hurt, no one got hit, and it was from a customer that needed $50 to take care of whatever he needed to take care, and we gave it to him, and he still came back and tried to rob the store. But like I said, if you can just stay focused on your mission and just believe in yourself and have that faith, you're gonna make it out. And I didn't even see this far. You know, when I started my business, I had an acronym for SBOY. It was Soul, Brave, Original, Young. It was God's gift to me to achieve my success in life. And I stuck with it. Even when I went back to the store to see where I came from and how I grew, because my business was a closet space. And I grew and I met a lot of people from there. And this is the only business I ever had. This is the only income I ever had was my business. And I survived, and I'm 33 years old now. To this day, from 14 to 33, it was amazing. You know, then we birthed Enjoy Detroit as well too, in the midst of all that darkness. But the light was the business and the giving back to the community.
Yeah, congratulations on moving, because I thought I was coming to the old place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I see you got a whole lot more space, and you elevated, and I'm proud of you for that, man.
Exactly. I appreciate it. It was a big stepping stone.
Man. So what's your focus in life and in business?
My focus in life right now is to self-love, to heal myself, because I went through a big, major deficit. I lost my mom from suicide. And for me doing all the great works in life, like, that was a lot of my motivation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my dad. My dad, I love him, and I appreciate him because I learned a lot from his mistakes. And that's what helped me to become who I am to this day. And like with my mom, she's my hero because she never did nothing wrong. Like, she was a pure angel. I seen her, she never cheated on my father. My dad, he got about 16 kids, he done his thing, and she always stood by his side through the ups and downs. She even went to prison for a minute for him. And she always held him down. Like, she loved him with everything, with her whole entire life. They met when they was like 17, 18 years old. They was like Bonnie and Clyde. And it was just, she had 6 beautiful kids, and she always treated us equally, and she always been there for us. And when she did lose her, when she ended up taking her life, it crushed me because I was working so hard to be able to provide certain things for her as a son. You know what I mean? Because that's our first queen, that's our first love. So a lot of my motivation was, from my mom. And, going through that process, I'm in the process is like self-loving myself again. And, going through the healing, through all the ups and downs that we went through in our family. Because people look at us as a perfect family. We always got to keep a smile on our face. But we've been through a lot, you know what I'm saying? My dad been through a lot. My brothers and sisters been through a lot. And the reason why I don't fault and hold grudges to no one, because we never asked them why. You know what I'm saying? What's their why? What they been going through. Because my dad lost his mother when he was 16 years old. Then he had to, he had to provide for himself the best possibly way he can. And he was hurt. And just to see the different events that he's been through in his life, no one asked him why, Then my mom, she like, you know, black women, they so strong. They go through every emotion. But at the end of the day, we gonna keep her name alive, and I'm gonna better myself for her. And with business, I'm just gonna share my story, just like how I've been. And anything I can do to better other people's lives and be a blessing to them, we're gonna keep thriving. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep thriving. And like with SBOYLL Printing, we're gonna turn this into a manufacturer. We're gonna keep building big brands, big business. With the nonprofit, we're gonna constantly develop programs to give youth and adults opportunity that they never had. So we on the up and up, and God is so amazing, because even though we set these goals, he got bigger goals for us, and I'm just keeping the faith. I might become mayor one day. All my customers, the community always speaking it. I didn't see it, but it might end up happening.
Yeah, I see it happening. You know what I'm saying? I definitely see it happening. And then I ran into Kwame today, and you talking that.
Right.
So that's the energy there. How's the and say your mom's name, so you know.
My mom's name is Benita Suzetta Shoemake Woods.
All right, rest in peace to your moms, man. And,
Appreciate it. My name is Dave Woods. We all have a story to tell, a lesson to learn, and this is my story.
We here now. Damn, I wish I was pushing the act. Damn, I wish I was pushing the act. Damn, I wish I was pushing the act. I had no haps if I was pushing the act.